DA, thank you, and let's give him another hand for organizing this. We appreciate all of you coming out to honor Sheriff Neil Warren. You know, let's just reflect on something as we honor the sheriff this afternoon, and that is the polls continue to show that over 90% of the American people, black, white, liberal, conservative, Anglo, Hispanic, all want illegal immigration stopped, period. This is not a partisan issue. As has been pointed out by the other speakers and the letters that were read and by the sheriff himself, it's upholding the rule of law. And I remember several years ago when the sheriff and I met and talked about strategies to battle illegal immigration, and you remember this, DA, he also pointed out something that we ought to remember. It's also a quality of life issue. And thank goodness that Cobb is backing the sheriff. And again, we appreciate all of you taking time out of your day to come here. I also would like to just say, and you know this, Sheriff, there are other law enforcement folks out there that want to do what you are doing, taking the extra steps. As we know, some of them don't have the funding and the resources. And I know this man and the Dustin Inman Society members are going to be out there working to get the tools in the hands of other law enforcement officers at the state and the national level. You know, if you forget one thing today, the radical open borders lobby likes to say, oh, this is not a state issue, this is not a local issue. That's a lie. That is a lie, and this man has proven it today. There are things we can do at the local level. Thank you, Sheriff. And what a contrast. What a contrast for this patriot, this upholder of the law, when just down the road in Atlanta, we have a disgraceful situation with Mayor Shirley Franklin and Chief Pennington that actually operate, by all means, a sanctuary city where the police are handcuffed and cannot find out the citizenship status. So what a contrast. Again, thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Cobb County, for standing tall, and thank you for having me today.
Easier. John Stone is here. He did one time work for Congressman Norwood. He is now a candidate for Congress in the 12th District. Please welcome John Stone.
Well, thank you, DA, for the opportunity to speak here today. For the last 3 years with Congressman Norwood until he passed away this last February, we fought for a new federal reform law called the CLEAR Act, Clear Law Enforcement for Removal of Criminal Illegal Aliens. That would be a substantial expansion of the 287G program that would provide additional information, resources, and authority for local law enforcement to round up illegal immigrants and participate in the program. Why that's so important is we only have a bare few thousand federal immigration enforcement officers, not nearly enough to handle the estimated 85,000 serious felony criminal illegals in the country, in addition to the 12 to 20 million additional illegals. Meanwhile, we already have the 287G program that's been in existence since 1996, and sheriffs and local law enforcement aren't taking advantage of it, so why do we need the CLEAR Act? Well, now we have a sheriff who stood up and has taken advantage of it here in Georgia, and we can now go back and win that fight. Right now, I'm a candidate for the 12th Congressional District seat in Georgia, which is Savannah to Augusta. The DA asked me not to talk about politics or mention the illegal immigration outrages of my opponent, so I won't, DA. But what I will be doing in traveling over that district for the next year before the election is all 22 sheriffs. I'm going to tell them what Sheriff Warren is doing.
Yes.
And I think we need to ask all congressional candidates running this current election in Georgia to make that a part of their platform too, and mention Sheriff Warren and his work here in Cobb County as an example of what can be done. Now, all my life I've been a Christian, pro-life conservative. I've opposed adamantly human cloning, but maybe an exception. Like 10,000 Sheriff, thank you so much.